Hey guys, it's the Evil Professor here again. Today we're going to have a look at X-Men Origins Wolverine Deadpool from, if we see it here, the comics series. So we've got Mr. Wade Wilson, one of the, 3.5-inch figures. Just look at the packaging. We have a nice kind of look of, what's his name, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, because we all need to have big pictures of that. Yeah, no, I don't care either. Got a warning up top. Not choke on stuff. And we got some figures on the back. Who do we got here? Sabretooth. We got Wolverine in his, I guess, closer to classic outfit, except with a big sword. I don't remember him having. Him as Weapon X. The whole running naked through the woods deal. We've got Logan, which is kind of how he looks here on the front. Grr. And then we've got the Merc with the mouth right here. Merc with 3 monthlies right now. How about that? Okay. So we had a quick look at the packaging. It's alright as far as packaging goes. But what we're going to do is we're going to bust this guy open and we're going to see how cool Wade Wilson really is. Coming back at you. Hey guys, we're back. We're looking at Deadpool. We've gotten him out of his packaging. Have a quick look at this figure. The mold itself is very nice. We've got all the necessary detail in the muscles here, in his arms, his legs over here, and his upper body. But what really impresses me about this figure is his head. Now if we can get kind of a profile look there, we can see the point where his nose is, where his chin, and how it kind of has that little indent there. We can see on the side here, and probably on the other side we can see it. We can see his ears under the mask. But what impresses me probably the most is how, we've got the little point on the back of his head, which for a number of the comics, that's how they draw the back of his hood now. It's kind of a point at the end. It seems to be common. I don't know who started that. I don't think it was Rob Liefeld, but that's the way it is now, and actually I kind of like it. It seems to be kind of a defining point for him now. In terms of articulation, the figure's pretty good. His head, well, you know, it moves side to side and we can move it up and down a little bit. Okay. We'll get rid of these accessories. We'll look at them again in a second. His arms have got the full articulation in the shoulders. The elbow, we can move side to side there too. And his hand at the wrist can turn 360 degrees. The other arm is going to do the same thing. And his legs, well, the leg has the same joint at the hip as it does for the shoulder. So that's nice. It's got a pretty good range of motion there too. And actually, it's a little bit harder to do, but connected to the ball joint, we can actually move the thigh separately from the rest of the ball joint. It's just a little bit harder to do. There we go. His knee's got the 2 points of articulation, so we get the full bend. And his ankle can do the 360 degree rotation as well. Coloring, well, you know what? He looks just like he fell out of the comic book, which is very nice. The red on black, which is his, I don't know if I want to say his classic look or his only look, but that's how he looks, and it's very good. It does look like he just fell out of the comic books. Very close to how he looked to Wolverine versus Hulk, that animated movie, which was also very good. Now his accessories. We start off with the swords here up top, and we can pop those in his hands, but they don't hold in very well. They're pretty loose. You might be able to get a pose with them, but you're not going to be able to do too much. They don't sit in there too well. It's almost like they were designed to just sit in the holders on his back. I'm going to try to squeeze his hand a little bit to hold it a little bit better. Oh, that clearly didn't work. But that's okay. We can do a little bit with him. We can have him kind of in a standoff. You want to mess with me? I'll carve you up. Okay. So we'll get rid of those, or at least we'll put them back. Come on. There we go. Alright. Some of his other weapons here. Okay, this little handgun. Your vacuum cleaner will love this thing. Okay. It's very small. It fits in his hand relative, well, not as loose as the swords do, his katanas. But they are, it is going to be relatively loose. And even in its holster, on his one leg there, you can try. It will, I find it sits in there pretty loose, and if it's going to be very easy to lose. So we're going to have to kind of watch out for that one. We'll get rid of it for now. His larger gun, it's pretty cool. Just pop it into his hand here. And his hands are all designed to have it look like he's holding onto the trigger a little bit, which is kind of nice. So there we go. Got him with the larger gun. I don't know what kind of gun it's supposed to be. I don't know these kind of things. And then finally, they decided to give him a very, very overly large sai. Which if we look, where'd it go? It's going to be bigger longer than his whole arm. Now I've played with sais in my lifetime and I don't really think they are supposed to be that big. I suppose I could be wrong. It seems like it was extra. There's no place for it to hold it on his person, unlike the holster for his gun, and we can even take the larger gun and, whoa, just kind of shift it, slide it in here at the back of his harness if we want. This one I suppose we can slide through the front. There. How cool is that? But I guess it doesn't look too bad when he's holding onto it. Again, just really, really large. Maybe they're worried about kids choking on it or something. But we can give him back his accessories. This is a very good figure. When I'm done, at the end of the day, if you can still see this one in stores, I'd recommend picking it up. Looks like he fell straight out of the comic book, as opposed to falling straight out of the movie, from which spawned this toy line. But I won't get into that. That might be a rant for a different time. At any rate, if you see this figure and you like Deadpool, I would definitely pick him up. It's very worthwhile. That is Deadpool from the X-Men Origins Wolverine line. Thank you very much, and I'll catch you later.